Good evening,
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Great evening to all of you.
Welcome to Heart to Heart.
Welcome to Heart with the Taylors. Hey, so glad to be on with you tonight.
Yes.
So you guys come on, chime in with us. Let's get ready to go live. Tonight. I hope you got your seatbelts. I hope you can strap in real good because it's going to be a wang dang doodle of a time tonight. There's a major topic tonight that Lady Taylor has already put on Heart to Heart. I hope you guys have got yourself abreast. I hope you guys are ready. Don't cringe too hard because it's going to be a good night tonight. And as everyone always said, it's time to sip some tea.
It's tea time.
Yeah, it is.
It's tea time.
Yeah.
So as you come in, go ahead, shoot some hearts, wave, let us know you're here. You know, like we do what we do. And let's go ahead and tag a few people. Let them know we're on the air.
Good evening, Sister Faye. Good evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Sister Daphne Keys, glad to have you on with us tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, Catrice.
Oh, sure. Good evening, Sister McCoy.
You know how we do? Give it a few minutes, let a few people come on in. Tag your friends, tag your people. Come on in, tune on in. And if you're watching from YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button.
Eddie Craig, so glad to have you on with us tonight once again.
We don't own any rights to any music playing in the background. Let's get that out the way. I know I typed it in, but I want to say it again. I love that song too, Catrice.
Oh, she said she loved that song?
Yeah.
She did say that in.
You know it's going to be a hot topic. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about this topic for tonight. I cannot wait. Like, I've been anxious all week, like wondering what do you guys think?
What's going to be your response tonight?
Yes, like what do they think? Like what's the opinions of the people tonight?
Who are we?
Hello, Dolores.
Hey, Lane.
Mommy. Come on, y'all. Tag your people. Tag them in. I would hate for them to miss this. A lot of people really need this information. A lot of y'all really need this information. Y'all need to come on in. Come on in. And if you're watching live, click live or type live in the comment section and let us know that you're live. If you're catching a replay, type in replay. We like to see who actually watching with us and who actually coming back watching the replay. And if you drop in and sip a little tea with us, say hey. So we'll know you've been here.
Absolutely.
Whether you watching the replay or you watching us live.
Good evening, Sister Marvel. So glad to have you on with us. Good evening, Sister Kay. So glad to have you. I'm trying to get.
Good evening.
Trying to remember as many people as I can to kind of tag in. So look, do me a favor if you would. Come on. Do me a favor. Do us a favor. Come on, come on, share. Let someone know that Heart to Heart with the Taylors is on the air tonight. Or you can do us one better. You can host a watch party. You can tag somebody in. But come on, let's build this audience tonight.
Hey, Erica.
Oh my God. Hey, Sister Jordan. How you doing? Okay, hey, Michael and Dinah. So glad to have you guys on with us tonight. Oh my God.
This is awesome, y'all. Go ahead and tag your people because this is some information that a lot of people really need to know.
Brother Foster, so glad to have you on with us tonight. So we're chiming in. Come on, chime in with us. I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes because I'm actually on Lady Taylor's platform. So if this was my Tuesday night Bible study, we'd already be started. But since I'm actually, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get the people.
Hey, Grandma Annie.
Because I really want us to catch this all at the same time, you know. And I'm trying to get them on in. Some of y'all gonna have to catch the replay, which is fine. We appreciate you catching the replay. But I really want y'all to get this information. So tag your people, let them know we're live. Hey, Grandma Annie. How y'all doing? For those who just coming in,
right.
Good evening.
So glad to have you guys on with us tonight. I cannot wait to see what you guys respond is going to be tonight on this topic.
Yes. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all up no further.
Oh, okay. Well, come on now. What are we talking about tonight, Lady Taylor?
All right, tonight. The topic is it okay to have friends of opposite sex while married or in a committed relationship?
Let's talk about it.
What do you guys think?
Let's talk about it.
Let me know what you feel, what you think about that. Is it okay to be in a relationship while you married? With the I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted. Is it okay being friends with the opposite sex while you're married or in a committed relationship? I want to know what you guys think. What do you think?
Okay. Let's see the responses. Because I think Lady Taylor, when making the flyer, one of the things she put on the flyer was don't get it twisted. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. And so since we're going to deal with it tonight. Okay, Lady Marvel says
yes.
Yeah, she thinks it's fine. She thinks it's fine.
Don't be scared, y'all. Come on, tell me what you think. Catrice said yes. She thinks it's okay. Okay. What the rest of y'all think? Come on, let me know what you think. Then I'm gonna give you my opinion.
And that's all we're going to give you.
And it's just our opinion on what we think.
What we think
and what some experiences people have
had. There have been experiences that people have had. Yes, it's okay. You know your place. We'll see. We'll see.
They say yes.
Yeah. If
you and your mate have a good understanding.
We're going to see about that. We're going to see about that because that could be some smoke in the city.
Yeah.
That could be some smoke in the city.
Hey, Renata.
So glad to have so everyone. It seems as if everybody is on the.
They on the board with the yes.
With the yes.
Team,
okay.
Yes.
They on team yes. They on team yes.
Okay. Well, let me just give them a definition of a friend. When I Googled, friend was a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. It also said a person attached to another by feelings or affection or personal regards. Okay. So that's a friend. Okay. That's the Google's definition of a friend.
Okay.
Good evening. Okay, another yes.
Okay. So yeah. So what do you think?
My opinion.
Okay, because I want to know what you think. This is your topic.
My opinion is no.
Okay.
No. The only way I would consider having the opposite sex friends is if we're friends with a couple that has a husband and a wife. And then, yes, of course, I'm going to be friends with the husband and the wife. But me personally, I don't see being friends with the opposite sex being healthy for your relationship. And I'll explain to you why I say that. Because I feel like when people become friends, when they're opposite sex, they become friends. One of the people out of the friends are going to like the other a little bit more than just friends.
Whether they express it or not.
Whether they express it or not, or they admit to it, one of them are going to like the other just a little bit more than just being friends. So
if that happens, and I'm just going to ask the question, if that happens, because in my estimation, a lot of times when that happens, people feel as if they have options more than what they're in as far as the relationship is concerned. I mean, other than just my wife, or I got an option now because it's possibility somewhere down the line this could work out. I know you guys talked about boundaries, but when somebody's in that space, they could tear down what we call boundaries.
Yes.
By overstepping them because of the way they feel.
Yes. And then, when you got two people, one of them liking the other one, I feel like one of them are substituting being a closer friend, being in a relationship, and accepting the friendship. So they really like you. And they really might want to really be with you.
But they just comfortable being friends right now.
They know that they can't have you. They can't have more than a friendship with you. So they settle for a friendship. Most times that's what happened. They settle for a friendship.
Okay. So being friends with the opposite sex, I'm just gonna look at it from a different perspective. Lady Taylor told me I preach too much on her life. So I'm not gonna do any preaching tonight. We're gonna deal with this from a different perspective. So she told me I need to stop taking y'all to church on her lives. Okay. But huh?
Catrice had a question.
Okay, come on.
And she said, but what if this is a friend prior to the relationship? Do I just drop my friend? No, I'm not saying drop your friend. I'm saying that, okay, it's just like, you're gonna drop some friends. Yeah. Some friends you're gonna drop. Even they can be male or female. Because when you get in a committed relationship, or you get or you don't even have to drop them. Eventually, after a while, if you and that person that you're with really bond and really connect, you and that friend probably are going to start to distance anyway.
And that does not mean that the friendship per se dissolves, but it possibly may disintegrate, which simply means that you guys might lessen in communicating and connecting, because what happens is, a lot of times what happens is, because you have a friend prior to the relationship, once you're in a relationship with your husband or your wife, out of respect for your wife or your husband, sometimes they just put it on shield. Right. I see you in the wind. Hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But you have to be careful. Because if you think about friendship, I want you to do me a favor. Now let's stop talking about the opposite sex for a minute. Think about your friend.
Yes.
Think about your male, my male counterpart, my homeboy, and how I deal with my homeboy, and what that relationship is all about. And then think about how it do it. Come on, you got to think about it. There is a tight window there in being in a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. If I'm with my homeboys, I can say anything. I'm gonna do anything. I can talk about certain things. I can bring certain things up. But my wife has a saying. This is her golden rule, and her golden rule is always act like I'm there.
Yes, always. Don't do things with that friend that you wouldn't normally do with your spouse or your partner. If they're there, don't do things that you wouldn't do in front of them.
Yeah. I mean, because you shouldn't have conversations with your friend of the opposite sex that you could not have with your wife or your husband.
Right.
Because let me tell you this. She said, don't do no preaching, but I'm gonna throw this one out here for free. The first relationship that matters is that relationship with you and God. The second relationship that should be the most important to you is that committed relationship or that marriage. And whatever you guys deal with, you ought to be able to do it. Guess what? And share those issues together.
And I'll say this right here. If that person is truly a friend, they're going to respect your relationship. They're not going to, certain things that they're just going to stop doing out of respect for you and your partner. Like, I have a male friend. Now, before I had my husband, I talked to all the time. Well, I'm not going to talk to him all the time and talk to him calling me at night and when I done got off work, because guess what? I have a new best friend.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
that friend is going to respect that, hey, I have a new best friend And I'm going to respect that, and I'll see you when I see you. I check on you every now and again and say, hey, how you doing? Or, hey, the family is having such and such. You all want you and your friend come over. Y'all invited. You know, stuff like that. Not saying that you have to just cut people totally off if it's genuinely friends.
And you know, once again, I saw every yes. And every yes was attached to as long as people respect boundaries.
Right.
As long as people respect boundaries. Now watch this. What if your male friend seem to, for some strange reason, because your husband is uneasy with that, feel a certain type of way? Now watch this. I'm not going to get rid of my friends. I had my friends before I had you.
Before you.
So what you telling your husband is that your friend and your relationship that you had with your friend is more important than your marriage.
Right.
That's what you just told him.
Yes.
And so out of respect for the covenant that you have with God and the covenant that you have with the man or woman that you marry, certain situations are really, and honestly, I know they're your friends, so certain situations are really going to be on cut.
Yeah.
And I know it seems like these are hard, this is a hard dialogue. I'm going to give you an example. I was counseling a couple. And I thought the counseling session was really working. So the husband had no issue with the fact that the wife had a male friend. Guess why? She told him he was gay. Okay. I'm just gonna hit you with the. And so when they had a little fight, and she seemed to want to fight him all the time. They have a little fight. She said, "I'm going over homeboy house." She go to homeboy house, hang out. He had no problem. Sometimes she spent the night at homeboy's house. Well, guess what? They end up getting, watch this, they end up getting a divorce, and she married homeboy. All to find out homeboy never was gay. That was her friend.
And so sometimes those friends settle. They settle for a friendship because they can't have you as their significant other. So you have to be careful when having friends as, of the opposite sex. And another thing is, even with your girlfriends, we're married.
Yeah.
So a real friend is going to understand that, hey, she got a whole family that she has to look after and take care of. They're going to respect that. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to holler at you when they holler at you.
Even in those friendships, you still have boundaries.
Yes.
You still have boundaries. Because let me watch this, and I learned this. It works this way. And it's just human nature. It's just human nature for some reason. You heard Lady Taylor said earlier, for one or the other to have attraction for the other. Watch this. Now, that friend can be an obstacle. That means they could be in the way of distraction. Mm-hmm. That friend could be an option. Because guess what? If I don't see certain things in my husband, I might see it in my friend. Yeah. So guess what? He possibly may now become an option, which guess what this? Now it becomes a challenge or a competition between your husband, your wife, or your friend. Yes. Because now I got options and I can see all of these great, watch this, I can see all of these great I can see all these great traits and qualities in my friend. Because me and my husband are having a moment.
Right.
My friend always understands. Yeah. He always has a listening ear. He always has a shoulder to cry on. And now what has happened now, you have created an emotional relationship. So now you're emotionally depending on your friend. And since you're emotionally depending on your friend, you're not depending on your husband.
Or partner.
And
say, I'll do you one even better.
Come on, do it. I like when you do it, girl.
It be times where you'll end up spending more time with that friend. And you do know, that's just like when you start to be around a certain person, you start hanging out with them, you start going places with them, you spending a whole lot of quality time with that person, guess what you're going to start to do? You're going to fall for that person. You're going to start to like that person. That person can be the ugliest, most person on the earth. But because you have bonded with that person and you have spent so much quality time and connected with that person, you're going to build a bond that's stronger than the bond that you have with your partner or your spouse.
So the attraction can... So the attraction can be something other than just a look.
Yes.
It can be moments that you guys have created by spending time together, which is an emotional affair.
Yes.
An emotional affair, because now we got a certain type of feeling for each other.
Right.
Got a certain type of feeling for each other. Something that I should have been sharing with my husband or my wife, but because this is my cool male friend or my cool female friend, guess what? Is a possibility that now I am marring the line of boundary, and so now I'm confused about what boundaries are.
Right.
I'm confused about what boundaries are, and it's a possibility. You've heard it said, and you ain't got to like me when I said it. We're still talking about boundaries.
Yes.
It's just, she's my friend, but she's my friend, watch this, with benefits.
Yes.
I love my husband. I love my wife, but that's my friend. And before you know it, you got a mess, MESSSSS, on your hands.
Yeah.
Now we're still talking about boundaries, y'all. We're still talking about boundaries. I understand.
And what you will end up doing is spending more time with that friend than you do with your partner. I don't see how a person can have a friend and spend that much time with them, or do all these extra things that it calls for a friend to do when they're in a relationship. That is hard. It's hard doing it with a friend of the same sex. And I'm pretty sure it's even harder, doing it with the opposite sex.
And I'm going to be honest with you, we're talking about having friends of opposite sex. The world we live in now, you got to be careful about the same sex friendships, honestly. But I've learned this. If I begin to have an intimate affair with my friend, watch this, just emotional, that certain feeling. After a while, whether I like it or not, it possibly may become physical.
Yes, Catrice, exactly.
Entanglement.
Exactly.
You said it then, girl. Come on now. What's your cash app? I'm going to send you something. Entanglement. Entanglement. That's good. I like that.
I think being friends with opposite sex is for single people.
Absolutely.
That's how you find your friend.
Absolutely.
You find your friend, and your friend becomes your mate.
Absolutely.
So I think opposite sex friendships is for singles, not people that are in a commitment, not people that are married. I love this. Unless it's a couples thing.
Yeah. Because let me tell you something. The danger in having friends of opposite sex, you can have a rough moment with your mate.
Yeah.
And just because you need to vent, what we usually do is give them the playbook.
Right.
What do you mean? We give them the playbook, which is all of the abilities to knock your mate down.
Yes.
Let me tell you what a friend will do. Every time they'll come and say, how you and your husband doing? But they remember the negative conversation that you had. Now, they'll let you lead into the conversation all the while. They're building bricks.
Yes.
To build a new set of boundaries. But guess what? It ain't between you and your friend. It's between you and your husband or your wife. Never give that individual the playbook, because they'll play on it and you'll get played.
Yes. So while you telling, when you tell your girlfriend stuff.
That's different.
Or you tell your friend, I'm just going to say, when you tell your friend things, they going to side with you.
Absolutely.
So they go for opposite sex or same sex. They going to side with you. And if it's an opposite sex, they thinking, you such a good person. Why is you dealing with that? I would treat you so much better.
Set up.
So what that person's going to be doing is just baiting you in, baiting you in. And I don't know nobody. I have never seen friends that are friends that's of the opposite sex. Both of them looking good. And they just friends.
And nobody wants nobody.
I have never seen
nobody wants nobody.
I have never seen
nobody wants nobody. Where they do that at?
It's always one that's doing better or looks better than the other. And I feel like, one of them, just know that they're out of the league.
Johnny Ann said, watch out for Jody.
That's right. Watch out for Jody.
Yeah.
But most times they know, or they don't feel that they can have you.
But you know what? And that's true. They don't feel that they can have you. But all you have to do, we got to go back to the playbook. When you tell them there is a problem in your relationship, guess what? That joke can be ugly as a set of bad feet. But he will use the plays that you give him to play you out of a situation. And before you know it, as Sister McCoy said earlier, you will be in an entanglement with a booger bear.
Right.
You hear me today? And that's my friend. I don't know how I got here.
And my thing is, for those that said yes, what kind of friends are you talking about? Those friends call you anytime? Do they call like at nighttime? Do y'all go out for lunches? Do y'all go out for dinners? What is that? What type of friendship is that? And I would like to know, what type of friendship is that you feel like it's okay to have opposite sex with?
And opposite sex friendships.
Friendship.
Lord have mercy. Look, but now watch this. Watch this. What I need to understand. I need to understand, because is your mate comfortable with your opposite sex friend that you're having lunch with, that you're just riding down, hanging with, that you went downtown, walked down Bill Street with? Now you understand what I'm saying? This is just my friend. That I went down on the river just to talk to and hang out. We sit in the car for hours at a time. We just had a kiki good time. Yeah. And he is supposed to, your mate, he or she is supposed to be comfortable with that relationship. Come on tonight.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Tell me, I want to hear you.
I am very secure in my marriage. But I would not ever want another woman calling my husband. I don't care if it's daytime, nighttime,
anytime,
or noon or whatever.
Yeah.
Just pouring out herself to him, like saying that she's a friend. I don't want that. Now keep in mind, my husband is a pastor.
Yeah. And
even with him being a pastor, there is a limit of how you come to him, or how you if you're in the need of help and you need to talk to him. There is a limitation on the discussions and what your problems that you're having, because that's what you do when you call your friend. You call your friend because, hey, I need to vent, I got this going on, or I got that going on, or you just call to see how they doing. Do I want another woman calling my husband asking him, how you doing today, what you got going on? No, I do not. I would not.
Vice versa. But let me drop a few points off that might. One of the things, when you have a friend of the opposite sex, one of the things you do not want to do, friend of the opposite sex, you never want to get caught alone with them, because anything could happen. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if you're attracted to that joke.
Right. And if y'all friends, one of y'all attracted to the other one. One may see the other one like a brother. But I'm pretty sure that brother don't see that sister like a sister.
You better talk tonight.
Or I'm pretty sure that brother see the sister like a sister. But the sister don't see this brother like no brother.
Yeah, because let me say something. And then you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're talking about having friends of the opposite sex. See, sometimes you gotta be careful even when having friends. When you're in a marriage or a committed relationship, like Lady Taylor has expressed, you don't want to spend more time with your friend.
Yes.
Than you do your husband or your wife.
Yes.
Come on, talk tonight.
You said befriend people that like what you like.
I get it. Which goes back to, and I appreciate that, Eddie Craig. When you talked about having married couples for friends, people are on the same level with the same mindset that's going to respect your relationship.
Right.
Am I talking in the house with you? That's going to respect your relationship. That's going to respect your wife. Because guess what? If you had a friend of the opposite sex, you think that joke when y'all hook up, he would ask you how your husband doing? And when y'all get through talking, hang out, you're going to say, tell Rev I said, tell your husband I said hi.
more than likely they're not gonna like your partner or your spouse
at all, at all,
because they really like you.
Because that time they spending with you in y'all time.
Yeah,
and they don't care nothing about your husband, your wife, your children. They don't care nothing about the moon, the sun, or the stars. They don't care because really, in all actuality, they are in a relationship with you. Yeah, and like Lady Taylor said earlier, they'll take what they can get for the time.
For the time. You know, some people try to wait you out. They will try to wait you out. You know, hey, they bait them in. You know, some people bait just like relationships. Some people get baited in with money, material things. You know, you get baited in.
Yeah.
Same thing with a friendship.
Yeah.
They'll be your friend. They'll start off as a friend, but eventually they're going to win you over. And then they're going to try to go be more than their friend.
Because trinkets would trick you. Trinkets with little trinkets, you know, a watch here, a wallet here, a car wash there, a tank full of gas here, a dooney bag here, a steak dinner here. After a while.
And I know it's some that going to see this and be like, you know what? I've been having this friend ever since I was a kid. I ain't getting rid of this friend. Well, ask yourself this. How much time are you spending with that friend than you are with your partner? And if you're spending more time with that friend than you are with your partner, then y'all need to rethink that. Recalculate. Because, like I said, a real friend is going to respect the fact that you're with somebody now. And they're going to respect those boundaries.
And never, because now we're thinking about this relationship that we were comfortable with, or that we said was possibly okay. Another thing, never share intimate details of your life, your bedroom, your relationship with someone else other than your spouse or your mate. Y'all talk as y'all talk. The conversation that me and my wife have, no one on earth will ever hear that dialogue that I would have with my wife. No one. I'm like Job. Job. The Bible declares that Job prayed a hedge around his family. You hear what I'm saying? So that's me. I'm trying to keep us covered. I pray that every morning my wife, she's guilty because she's there. I wake her up out of sleep. But I pray and I devote my life to that because I want my family protected. I want them shielded, and I want us covered so we can be kept. And I don't introduce anything other into this relationship other than God. Do me and Lady Taylor have moments?
Yeah, we have moments. We don't have big. I don't think we have like big moments. People have asked us, have y'all got to argue? Have y'all had a fight? And we really haven't. We probably had, out of our whole entire relationship, 2 real serious arguments?
2 real serious, yeah.
There was, 2 strong, serious, 2 out of all the years that we've been together.
And they were not knockout, drag outs. They were not cuss out, kick outs. None of those things. But they were hard hitters. They were ones that made us check some things.
Yeah.
But other than that, and I think it can be a easy deal when you love who you're with.
Right.
Yeah. I think it can be easy and respect. Yeah. It's an easy deal. Yeah.
So we've never had like call each other out our names and nothing like that.
Yeah, that's right, Catrice. Just us two.
Yeah.
Just us two. Because you got to think about it. Let's deal with that, Catrice. When God put us together, He made us. And it's hard to get. No one is ever supposed to be able to do this. Get between us.
Right.
No one is allowed in this space because we don't separate. Even if she go have a girl day, she go get her toes done and all that type of stuff. Me and her, we still together. I don't care if I'm at the barbershop chopping up, gonna win, do this and third. We still together. Everywhere we go, we still together.
Yes.
We always together. Whether you see me or not, I'm still there.
Yes.
Whether you see her or not, she's still there.
Yes. So, I would like to know for those that are in a relationship or married that have opposite sex friends as friends, I would like to know how their relationship is going. I really would. Now, when you do have those friends, if they're true friends, that friend will become y'all friend. So it won't just be your friend. That is a friend that really respects boundaries, and they're not gonna cut off a lot of friend stuff that they used to do with you anyway. If it's a real friend, a genuine real friend that you just grew up with, you know, and y'all just be friends forever, they're gonna respect it.
That's exactly right.
And again, because they respect you and love you so much, I still feel like they want you, but they can't have you.
And a real friend, any friend, just keep it 100, is gonna always want what's best
for you.
Always.
For you.
Always.
Your happiness.
Always. They're going to encourage you. They're going to encourage you. They're going to promote your marriage. They're going to promote your relationship and not try to do anything to poison it. And with that being said, always keep your thoughts pure. Always keep your thoughts pure. Never have fantasies about folk that you're friends with. Never have fantasies, because once the enemy enters into your mind, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and he will do a wicked thing on you. So always keep pure thoughts. Never go into a fantasy moment with friends. Now look. Sister McCoy says it makes sense since we are one. Now, we didn't say if you're single or if you're in not so a non-committed relationship,
right, that
you can't have friends of the opposite sex. Reason being, because guess what? You're still in shop mode.
Right. And when I say committed relationship, to me, you know, you have some people that are in a committed relationship that are not married yet, but they're in a committed relationship. And when I say committed, I mean up under the same umbrella. I mean up under the same household. Them the committed relationships I'm talking about, where you may not want to have friends of the opposite sex. Them the committed relationships that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about if you stay in this residence and they stay in this other residence and y'all are courting, you know, y'all are dating and building a relationship. I'm not saying that. It's okay to have opposite sex friends, to me, then.
You shouldn't want to be connected to anything that's going to bring division or disrespect to your relationship. Nothing. You don't want anything that's going to bring division or disrespect to your relationship. What she said? I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, you good.
Yes.
And then, you know, when you are in a committed relationship with somebody, and I mean, you know, you making relationship goals, you're making plans to be with this person. You know, you're hoping to lead to marriage. That's the type of relationship I'm talking about, that you may not want to have friends as the opposite sex,
and
because it's going to take you off your focus of what you're trying to build.
And then one of the things that Lady Taylor and I expressed to you when we first started this, these are our thoughts on this. Also, let me say this to you. Always do what really works for you.
Right.
Yeah. If you can handle that, I don't encourage you to do that, but I really don't encourage you to do that because of the issues that could come from that. Right. But hey, if you feel you got it and you feel you can handle it, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times when we're dealing with those type of things, we're not looking at it from a unified mindset. We're looking at it as individuals. That's my friend. You know, that's my friend. That's going to always be my friend. Sister Faith said something that was amazing. She said when she was married, she introduced her husband to her male friends because she didn't want any problems, any trouble. And it was incumbent upon him then to say whether or not he accepted that, he was comfortable with that, because don't lie to people.
Right.
Don't lie to people and skin and grin and have someone believing that you cool with that when you really not.
Because you only gonna hurt yourself.
Because that could cause a problem of an enormous magnitude, something that's going to really blow up, and it could be the destruction of your relationship. Yes. You have to always be honest. If you're not comfortable with that, let your wife, your husband know, let your mate know. Get the air clear.
Yes. You know, because some people fool themselves and be like, you know, I'm not jealous. It's not about.
That don't bother me.
About being
That don't bother me.
It's about, you know, why would you dangle candy in front of a fat kid? Or let me take that back. Why would you dangle sugar, candy, sweets in front of a sugar lover? Exactly.
A sugar lover. I dressed that up real good, didn't I?
Yeah.
Someone who is in love with candy and sugar, and don't mind going the extra mile to even get the sugar if needed be. So you don't put. Why would you take an alcoholic to a liquor store?
Right.
If you already know it ain't gonna end well. You know, come on.
Right.
You know. So be careful.
And you know, I ain't saying that you can't have associates of the opposite. There's a difference from, you know, you being at work and you're talking with your coworkers, which happens to be the opposite sex, you know, or you're at a function and then you know, y'all have you know, something where you go to church and it's the opposite sex and you have people that you talk to. I ain't saying you can't talk to people.
No. Never say you can talk to people.
Building friendships
and relationships,
which is the friendship with the opposite sex.
Because I've seen it happen. You got a whole husband at home, and you skin and grin and talking about you got a work husband on your job.
Right.
Problem. Big
problem. And then what happened is your partner ends up going neglected.
That's right.
So
that's right.
You have to be very, very careful with that. I feel like anybody that wants their relationship to continue to be strong and, you know, wanted to continue to grow, that would not be a good idea.
Watch this. One of the things I always tell married couples when I give them the marriage vows, and that's, you can even find in the Bible, said what God has put together, let no man put asunder. Which simply means let no one come into your covenant, into your relationship to bring destruction, issues, or problems into your marriage or to your relationship. You have to be careful. He says, so what God has put together in covenant, right. What God has brought together, brought the two and made one, let nothing and nobody tear it apart.
And I got this one other thing, and if you have a woman calling your husband and you know, that's my friend. My question is, where are her girlfriends? Where are her girlfriends that she can't call or reach out to and talk to them or pour out to them? Or, you know, you got to wonder, why don't she have any girlfriends?
And why she always calling your husband to get the advice that she needs? Right. You know, why is he always calling your wife? Because he need to hear it from a female's perspective. You understand what I'm saying? And here it is, she turns into Oprah Winfrey, and he turns into Dr. Phil, and then ain't nobody feeling each other no more.
So you have to ask yourself these questions. Why are you friends?
So Faye said, where was we 30 years ago? She said, y'all would have helped me a lot. Everything happens in its own time and season. Yes. I wish 30 years ago my life would have been something that benefited yours. I would have loved to see the results of it. But in actuality, you got to understand that when you're in a marriage or in a committed relationship, you're not in a relationship of codependency. You're in a relationship of interdependency. And that means I depend on her. She depends on me. Yes. The things that she needs from a male perspective, she's only going to get those from me. The things that I need from her, a feminine perspective, I'm only going to get that from her. And I'm only going to make sure that she is the one that's in my ear. Yes. Because when she's in my ear, then she's absolutely in my heart. Yes. I have to make sure that she is the only feminine voice that is in my ear. You know, and I holler at mama every now and then. You know, I holler at mama every now and then. But I do not put mama in my house. That's right. I do not put mama in my house, and I do not put mama in my marriage. That's Hey, nah, none of that. None of that.
That's right.
And why are you getting marital, watch this, why are you getting marital advice from a non-married Negro? I mean, from a non-married person.
Or relationship advice, if that's what you're calling your friend about. And they're not married or in a relationship.
Or in a relationship and never have had a positive or productive relationship. Right. How can you give me advice about something you never really experienced?
Because what's going to happen is, if they are or they were, what's going to happen is y'all are going to become one big family. Your partner, their partners, then you come together. But you got this one friend that they can't never find nobody that fit them. Why they can't find nobody that fit them?
Why?
Because they want you. And nobody is never going to equal up to you.
You know what? That's amazing. That's amazing. Because when you are in relationships with people of the opposite sex, they can't never find nobody. You know why? Because they like the Lady Taylor said earlier, they'll hold out for you.
Yeah, they measuring everybody up.
Nobody measures up to her. Nobody measures up to him. And with that being said, you got a big old problem. So what they'll do is, as she said, they're going to wait you out. Oh, I know one day you're going to be mine. Or one day she going to be mine.
Or they're going to forever be lonely because they trying to find somebody
says,
just like you.
Yeah, and you can't find nobody like me because God only made me. You can't find nobody like her because God only made her. So Lady Taylor is mine. Pastor Taylor is her.
That's right.
You can't find another Pastor Taylor, and you ain't going to find another Lady Taylor.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? As my grandmother said with her third grade education, when we read and she couldn't get the word, she said, hard word, move on. So sometimes you have to learn how to just, if that situation ain't for you, move on.
That's right. That's right. So, I want to know, do y'all still think it's okay to have a friend of the opposite sex?
Do you still feel the same way?
Do you still feel the same way?
Or has your perspective, your mind about this just changed a little? You know, just changed a little.
So if you feel the same way, put in the comment section, same. If you don't feel the same way, change.
And another thing, I'm through.
Change mine. Type in change mine. I'm
through. Because look, they got a lot. They like, nah. Yeah, because nah. And because your opposite sex friend would simply be a substitute for your real man or your real wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
good. I mean, because that's what we want to do. Yeah. Open some eyes, because sometimes we be in denial.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something right here? Because notice we told you this platform was going to be relatively transparent. I thought it was cool. I thought it was something that was cool. You know, hey, I got, my wife told me this. Now, I'll never forget. Because I had all of those people coming in my barbershop. My wife told me this. I said, well, that's just my friend. And, we use the word friend so loosely.
Yes.
People really don't be your friend.
No.
People, they be your acquaintance. And if they're your acquaintance, they ain't your friend. Because if you're acquainted, that means there's some more can go on to it. Watch this here. So I'm like, that's just my friend. And it really was because my wife was putting a lot of heat on me because of the way females were responding to me in my barbershop. Get this. She told me two things. I'm the only female friend you got.
That's right.
Do you hear me tonight? I'm the only female friend you got. And the reason why them folk are the folk that's so close to you ain't because they your friend, it's because they want you. I couldn't see it for the life of me. I couldn't see it for the life of me. That's why I tell people, especially preachers, I say my wife has wolf eyes. She has wolf eyes because she can see the thing, the predator, the thing that is going to cause me problem. And so she tells me, baby, that thing is going to cause you problems. Because guess what? I don't see it all the time. So I thank God for my wife who watches.
Yes.
But another thing, not only did she tell me was she the only friend that I was going to have, the only female friend I was going to have. Secondly, she let me know that hurt her.
Yes.
And I never wanted to do anything that would hurt my wife.
Okay.
Y'all know I love my rib. So guess what? There's a lot of folk got that cut put on. Cut. So that's a transparent moment, and that's a real moment. When I first got with her, I just thought that's how things flowed. But I was educated by my 8-year younger wife that this is what it is. You understand what I'm saying?
And all of those friends, they were single. And it wasn't that they didn't never find nobody. They would date guys, but the guy they were never enough for what they were looking for, because they were always comparing the guy that they met to him.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
And they'll never find him or be with somebody. And I know some right now that are still single. Yeah.
I didn't get it, but she knows I honor her, I love her, I adore her, and I respect her, and ain't none of that. She knows that. Without a shadow of doubt.
I used to have male friends when I was younger, but I left those friends behind when I became friends with my husband.
Yeah.
Me and my husband became friends. We became friends first.
Yeah.
So we started spending more time together. So those friends, it wasn't that I had to cut them off or nothing like that. They just vanished, Now I see people in the streets or, out in public or whatever. I'm not saying that I ain't going to say, hey, how you doing? That's fine.
But that's all I'm going to say is, hey, how you doing?
That's it. Hey, how y'all doing? It's been, I ain't seen y'all in a while. That's cool.
Ain't no, hey, girl.
But as far as exchanging numbers, call me later on. No. What we calling each other about? We don't even hang out anymore like that. So why? I just don't see any purpose.
Respect your relationship. It matters.
Yes.
And if she does not know she matters to me, then why would anybody else believe she matters to me?
Right.
If I have not shown her and others that she matters to me, then guess what? They're not going to treat her like she matters to me. You have to make sure that people know that you love who you're with.
Yes. And Katricia said your boyfriend say that to you all the time.
What's that?
That her male friends like her.
Hey.
He probably tell the truth.
He's spot on now. He's spot on. He's spot on.
Because like I said, when you become friends with your opposite, you start to draw an attraction. You all have a bond. You start bonding. So what's keeping you guys from being together? If you want to be friends with them, if your friendship's so important or so strong, what's keeping y'all from being together?
And it's truth be told, truth be told, when we were created for each other.
Yes.
And so if there is the presence of attraction there, it is a normal thing, because what? The man was created for the woman. Yes. And you can holler friend all you want, but sometimes the lines will get blurred. Be careful. Be very careful.
Yes. So I hope that you all received and that we helped you guys, because that was something that's, was in my spirit to just deal with. And I think that's a very important thing that people don't talk about and discuss. And that's one of those things that you need to discuss when you're starting to build a relationship, when you're dealing with your relationship goals and things that you want, things that you're okay with, things that you are willing to accept, and things that you're not willing to accept. And for those that are innocent and actually think that, hey, a friend is okay, you may see them differently. I mean, you may be the innocent one in the friendship. The other person may not be. They may just accept you as a friend because this is the farthest they can get.
Which can still be problematic.
Right.
Because the other one does not feel the same way that you do. Yes. And it still can eventually one day end up being a problem for your marriage or for your relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you got this opposite sex friend that you can go run to every time you have a problem with your partner, or lean on their shoulders every time you having an issue, then hey, you need to ask yourself something. Why am I with my partner if I can't tell my friend who posted? Your partner should be your best friend. That should be your friend. That should be your friend right there.
And once again, as I said, two things you need to understand. The first relationship that matters, and that's your relationship with God. That second relationship that matters, that's that relationship that's in your marriage, and it must have precedence. It must have priority. A lot of times the problem is we have not made our relationships, our marriage, priority. I try to spend time with Lady Taylor, watch this, every day. Some kind of personal time with Lady Taylor every day. When we leave here tonight and we leave our show, get off alive, heart to heart, guess what I'm going to do? Y'all know what we do on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night is date night.
Date night. I have to spend some quality time with her.
Yes.
Because nothing should be able to get in between she and I.
Yes, and you must remember, take a little time for each other. I know things get hectic, you get busy, but you got to take time because it's very important. It's very important you take time for one another. It don't have to be a whole day, but sometime, at least once a week. That's the least. At least once a week. So, we're glad you guys tuned in. We hope you learned something new tonight.
I hope and pray you did.
Yes, because like I said, a lot of people have they misunderstood about the friendship.
Yeah, ill-educated about that, and if you don't see all of the different variants, the type of ways that it can be a problem, then it is a problem waiting to happen.
Right. So for y'all that got friends, don't be mad. Don't be upset with us. Because we just telling the truth.
Yeah. Just
we just speaking truth.
Just the reality of what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So some may use that for an excuse. I don't know. You may need to check your relationship, but hey, think about it. Think about these friends.
Yeah. Because everybody, as my mama used to say, ain't your friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now look. Y'all know Pastor Taylor how it always is. As we get ready to go. We are grateful. Look, a life nugget I want to make sure you understand. You could never find destiny in the dark. Mm-hmm. Always look to the light.
Yes.
You can never find destiny in the dark. Always look to the light. God bless you. God keep you. We're grateful that you were able to chime in with us on Heart to Heart with the Taylors. And you were able to sip some tea with me and Lady T.
Yes. You all have a good night. I know I am. Don't forget to, if you haven't already, hit that notification button that allows you to know when we're tuning in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And if you're watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if we help you with any kind of change or mindset.
Yeah.
But you all have a great night. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you next week with some more tea.
That's right. From our heart to yours.